So I'm here today to announce that because of our efforts and the efforts of our sister states, Connecticut will force Purdue Pharma and the Sacklers to pay $6 billion for their role in the opioid and addiction crisis. This represents a 40% increase over the $4.3 billion settlement announced 6 months ago that I strongly objected to, that I appealed, and that Connecticut successfully overturned in court. So the next step in the process will be for us to figure out how to establish the Connecticut Opioid Survivors Trust. It will be to get the opportunity for victims and survivors and their families to speak in court to the Sacklers and to force the Sacklers to listen. It will be to continue to support, to the extent that we can, any other law enforcement authorities in actions that they may take. But as a result of our negotiations and staying at the table and pushing really hard, we were able to force the Sacklers to give more than $1.6 billion more on top of the 4.3 to get us to a total recovery of $6 billion. As I said before, that's 40% more than where we were 6 months ago. The Sacklers will issue a fresh apology. The Sackler name will come down anywhere a university or a museum or a hospital wants it to come down. I expect that, based on the court's representations, that victims and survivors and families will have the chance to be heard in Judge Dranes' courtroom, and that members of the Sackler family will be forced to listen. They have to get out of the business of opioids and prescription pain medication, not just in this country but around the world. They have to sell their international businesses and divest, and Purdue has to get shut down. I don't think you had to go to law school, right, to know that bankruptcy laws are for people and companies that are bankrupt, not for people that are unbelievably wealthy. Okay? And it shocked me, right, and it shocked the conscience of many people that the Sacklers were able to step in the bankruptcy of the company to shield themselves when nobody thinks for a second that they're bankrupt. That's the abuse. What they've been through cannot be expressed in words. And the sacrifices that they have made as families, some of them have lost so much that can never be recovered. And their suffering continues. And even though they may have people in their families who are in recovery, that is a walk that we will take with them for the rest of their lives. Right? And that is why what we're doing here today is so important.